level, but still Heroic held on their B-bomb site. Not for long, though. Tessa is 1 on 4, and it's a done deal. Nice kills out of Faze, and yeah, good patience. As soon as you spot that heavy ult mid-peak, you've got a double setup for Heroic. Even though you don't know about refresh, you're prepared for anything. You're already stalemated. You're sitting down bottom ult mid waiting. And so good awareness from Faze. They just dart into that B-bomb site. Of course, Rain on pistols, nothing new. Can always expect a good game out of him. And I think Faze need it right now, right? We certainly need Inferno to be locked into this series at bare minimum. No easy rides.
Oh, well, we got some nades for a potential, you know, little bombardment to open this. One of them dropped down middle. Nothing to write home about. No damage done. You got smokes as well. You know, it's a bit of a classic, just trying to slow down this this T side with those smokes, right? The longer you can hold on to them, the better. And Heroic have actually like full gambled this as well, keeping all 5 over here towards A. The thing that makes me a little bit worried about that is that, like, with no util going down banana, with nothing really being shown there, I think FaZe are just going to take this real estate and start to move in, and that's exactly what they're doing, right? They've realized, like, no one's throwing anything at us. There were nades down middle, nothing at B. That's already a little sus, if you ask me. And so they move into an empty site.
It's the blame F second round, Harry. It's yeah, fine. All right, we went for a gamble. It didn't work. Let's keep all our guns. But that is the key. You've got to keep as many as you can. You get back-to-back force buys, essentially. And you know Olaf knows that as well. He's holding around in middle. Heroic need these guns. And FaZe know that better than anyone. Fighting, and Brokey's taken Tessus immediately. This is how it starts to fall apart, because they never knew how close Olaf was. Olaf moving into middle. Brokey still patient in ult mid, and even Rain wrapping spawn with the Mac-10. But it seems like FaZe may give a little bit of respect over to Heroic. They know that there's not, you know, much reason to give over a gun. You don't want to arm your opponents for that follow-up round when you know Heroic are coming in with double force buys. And so FaZe will give them a bit of respect. The 5 on 4, they close the round with ease. And B is already looking like the game plan. Couple of quick hits.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you kind of already drew attention to it, but it is like a very, you know, like blame F standard for those force buy rounds, just taking that gamble. And I wonder if we're going to see them do something similar like that again. You've still got a bit of util as well. Still got that nade over on Shush, right, for some early damage. Stoun's picked one up now as well. So, you know, what can the nade stack accomplish? This time it's 4 over towards B early, and they leave Shush over here at the A side of the map alone. And, you know, this is like a similar vein to that last round. They still have a bit of a gamble in this very heavy B presence, and they've got Shush selling that there's a presence over here towards A. Now you've seen, you know, 3 aggressing over towards top banana. That might be the alarm bells ringing. Oh, boys, they've stacked B. Well, they actually haven't. As mentioned, they left Shush over here at A, and the rotation of refresh has already arrived. So there's a double hold here with a 3rd man in Stoun now moving over with that Galil as well.
Yeah, they found Shush. They've seen him in the pit. No smoke for the Molotov. Rain runs him down, and with the Moto smoke, Heroic are cut out of the round. I love that re-aggression for Heroic, right? We're at a point in Counter-Strike where, you know, if you're flashing over top B on Inferno and re-aggressing for car control, you're not going to catch any teams by surprise. There's often going to be anti-flash players. There's going to be double setups. But the way that Heroic do it there is they wait till FaZe molly the corner, then they flash, they smoke the Molotov, and they pop in the face of FaZe, taking down Karrigan. Not set up yet, anti-flash, not set up yet, ready. And so Heroic grab a gun, and it looks like they're going to be able to save it as well. But only a Galil coming into their first gun round. FaZe, I mean, quick reactions so far, right? Like, every time they've spotted heavy numbers of Heroic, they've recommitted into the other bomb site very quickly. So already things are looking pretty fluid. Stoun gets away with his gun, and now FaZe 3-0 up. First rifle round here for the Danes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, something that the guys on the desk kind of brought up is just that, you know, like with this FaZe squad, the whole conversation throughout the online era was always, don't worry, we're going to do our best work when we get to LAN. And it doesn't really feel like we've seen the best foot forward out of FaZe throughout any of their appearances. And, you know, I think in a way, right, like even, oh, that's a nice opener from Cadian. But I was going to say, like, you know, when we kind of take a look at Heroic here and we say that this could be one of their worst finishes if they were to get eliminated, I have more faith in this squad's ability to bounce back, right? We haven't even seen Faze bounce the first time yet, so here's a little B play. Cadian's already over here, and through the smoke, he's taken out another. That is brutal. This AWP, so punishing.
They want more.
And I mean, at this point for Faze, mate, it's a done deal, isn't it? 1 on 5 for Brokey. And as good as this guy's been, I don't have faith in the ability for the old 1v5 Galil. But hey, Refresh has done it.
Stop giving us as good as he's been on the 1v5 Galil, Harry. You're going to curse it.
Yeah. Nah, this is
actually
last time.
This is a liquid round.
That's what I was. With Refresh last time, I did say, right, I went all in. So Heroic, they've got this. There's no way Brokey can win it. He's done.
Physically impossible.
He's done. This one's undoable, isn't it, Brokester?
Yeah, he had a sick game yesterday against Big, unfortunately falling in a grueling overtime affair. 39 kills. Maybe if he got 40, he would have won. It's good to have goals. Brokey, how many can he find? Even damage control is nice here. A couple of kills on the way out, but no, keeping it clean is Heroic. And that's a lovely little round out of Cadian as well, right? The quick pick down ult instantly reroutes to B. It is CT Inferno. You're going to keep that AWP mobile. You're going to keep your opponents guessing. Faze trying to avoid the AWP. And what do? They walk right into it.
Yeah, you know, that was the little bonus round attempt out of Faze, right? So they're still going to be coming in with rifles here, a chance to come in with a fourth and, you know, try to get a bit more respect out of the Heroic squad. Cadian already trying to pop off with the AWP again. Slow over towards top mid out of Faze. They've also had to concede banana control because of this deep smoke and the exchange of utility there. So, you know, Heroic have won the fight for this side of the map for now. And they peel Tesses away from B as a result, right? They've set up Cadian here with that AWP. He's already taken over from A, swaps places with Tesses, and now he's able to hold this long angle on the AWP. Stound's actually working the banana control and gets that deep control down banana.
Called him back. Oh no, that's awkward. There's no smoke for the Molotov. Ah, he's trapped in the corner. Stound gets out. No one's punishing. Faze just molly their flank before they commit into the A site, and it's confirmed by Heroic. They know what's going on.
Yeah, they know what's happening. Shush. Oh, and Tesses with the spray. Oh no, Faze. They were grouping for the long hit, and Tesses has ruined it all. Look at it.
Yeah, close up.
Extreme close up, baby. Look at it. That's the face that's just torn the round away.
That's one way to do it, yeah. Again, we just talked about Faze's very quick reactions. It's not like they even had the info down B. If they just turned around, they would have had a free frag right in banana. That's getting roasted. And Tesses mauls them on long. And now that's Faze's money broke, right? They may have kept their anti-ecos clean, but you lose your bonus, you lose your first gun, and here's where you find yourself. Just Eagles. Back to Apps. Just looking for the ult peak, and he's got a first. Does he cut his losses? Or, well, take what he can get out for free alive. Cadian, same. A nice flick to the
Bro, he's looking very quick, isn't he? Yeah. You played versus him in the DM the other day, Hugo. How was it? Is he fast?
He was nuts. He was nuts, yeah.
Oh. Well, look, once again, mate, he's so nimble, is Cadian. Now holding from the long side, playing this little doubled up spot with Refresh. So as Cadian shoots, you know, you might feel tempted to try and get out into top mid if he misses the shot. Yeah, it's not so free. And they're going to look for answers elsewhere on the side of Faze. Reality kind of setting in that this round, you know, just about trying to get away with any sort of damage now. Olafmeister's Deagle. Is it ready for Tesses up on top of the cart? No. And so there's Heroic tying this up at 3-3, right? The rifles come out, the AWP on Cadian right away, and they found 3 in a row since that point. He's kind of grinding to a bit of a halt after their success in the pistol and the conversions.
Yeah, they did see Stound down bottom B there, so they just must know what he's up to at this point, right? Maybe they heard the molly tick last time, and now they've seen him down bottom B on an anti-eco, so it's setting, you know, Heroic up for quick flanks. It's a nice bait and switch with Tesses and Stound, but if Faze are going for these heavy A commits early in the round, Stound can fast flank middle. It's risky, but with risk comes reward. Talking of which, the loss bonus accumulated for Faze. Still no AWP for Brokey, but it is T-side Inferno. It's not the bread and butter of an AWPer. Brokey lining up flashes for B. Cadian's here alone with the AWP. Keeping it fresh, so you gotta give it to him. Every round, something new. Swapping sights every shot. Right now, just patrolling B, holding down Banana. Faze is setting up in the middle. Long smoke in. Good grenade and a little bit of damage. Ooh, careful. Those A1Ss, hard to pinpoint. Karrigan's on the other side. Smoke fading. Stown goes back, but he's still hanging around wide. Faze, they are looking towards B still, right? Taking long, maybe trying to wrap this CT spawn, go for a mid to B. Stown's going to have to double back library side. He flashes the smoke, but he won't go through. Makes Faze hesitate only for a moment. Stown now turns his attention.
Yeah, Karrigan's aware though when that flashed, you know, all it really did was give Stown away. Karrigan on the angle. And so now Cadian really is to hold down this B site alone. They are all around him, bro. He is so dead. Takes one to the grave with him. That's the extent of it for Cadian. Karrigan's going to double back into CT. It's not enough for him to have won the round with the openers he's got here. He's wanting to really send a message by hunting down these saving players. He knows that's going to be the call out of Heroic. And so Karrigan, maybe out for blood.
Yeah, Heroic super out of position there, right, from Stown. I don't think you realize how deep they already were, right? He was just walking out of library, maybe thinking he was there early enough. His flash could have stalled them, but Faze, they had the game plan. They were set on it. And even Cadian, he, you know, the reason he turns there is he hears Faze starting to run up Banana, and he doesn't know who he's going to get contact from first, right? Is it that CT first? Is it the Banana first? Just trying to find a kill. I think, honestly, if he stays Ruins, he probably gets away with a lot more. Gets a kill, gets back, buys time, and that's the only way Heroic can win that round, with only a 1 for none. A 1 for 1, rather. It's going to be Faze, keeping it clean. 4 up in both rounds and guns surviving. I wonder if Brokey's got that AWP now. Did they grab it for him?
Man, it's just so awkward. Like, you know, you understand, I think, where Cadian's trying to come from there, and that he just hears so many footsteps rushing him down CT, doesn't have a full picture as to how many bodies are there. And I think a part of him thought that, you know, fighting for Banana, fighting for a way out there might have been a better way to make his last stand, as it were. Still, might have lost the round. That AWP comes back out for Cadian. And in a very big way, Olof on the receiving end of it to open up this round. Smokes aggro down Banana, and all this control taken for Heroic. This is a really nice start to this round. This is the response you want after, you know, having a round end in 2 frags in the previous. You've put a lot of pressure back on Faze, and with Brokey tagged up, yeah, he's got the AWP, so if anyone was going to get tagged, you know, maybe you're happy it's him. Stown could get caught here, and this would be a lovely opener for Karrigan to find. He's doing it again. First kill found. Tess says having a hold on to B. Good for the first. Now tucking in and getting out of there. And the utility slowed Faze down, giving time for Cadian to get set up. Bottom mid's taken over by Heroic. And they're holding for this retreat back down Banana. Faze are screwed. They're pincered. They're trapped. And there's Heroic to lock it in.
Brokey got through the molly, man. He was 10 health. I don't know how he got through. Takes a kill with him, but yeah, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And we were talking about Stown setting up deep B in some of these rounds to flank the A site. Well, we have the inverse right there. Refresh running down mid to backstab Faze. And it's not like they were committing anyway, Harry. They didn't have a smoke for the B bomb site. They'd used them all. And so even after this entry from Karrigan, they couldn't commit with it. Lovely round out of Heroic, and yeah, trading back and forth right now. It's a good sign. Karrigan's gone for the hero gun. Otherwise, just Eagles. And Shush, he gets optimistic. He's going to get punished by that one rifle. Now a second to be retrieved in middle. Unless someone can get it out, probably not going to look to do so. It's such a precarious position. Refresh walking his own smoking apps, and he does spot Olof eventually. The view model maybe giving it up for a moment. Cadian, no fear, fighting middle, has actually grabbed that gun, but the grenade from his teammate, combined with the dink from Rain, that is not what you wanted to happen. Oh
no. Okay, this could get out of hand. This could get weird now. Refresh. They've left him alone in this A bomb site. Well, look at him. He's getting surrounded. He's getting wrapped. They're out in top middle. They're over in the apartments. He's called for a rotation out of Tesses, and so Tesses will be over towards Library to offer a bit of a helping hand. You've still got smokes on Rain and Brokey. You could look to get rid of this Moto position, and Tessus has had to push ahead of that. Now the bomb spotted over in the apartments. That's going to be the rotate out of Stown. Refresh and Tessus trying to hold on, and now just Brokey left to beat. He's looking to get that bomb first as he tries to approach this 1v2. This guy's a good clutcher. Don't want to count him out of this one just yet. But as he's getting wrapped in through top middle, he's on a timer. Not that he knows it. Brokey, blinder of a shot hit to open. But Stown wrapping all the way on this journey up through middle. Brokey seems aware, and oh, he was feeling it. Still, Stown is good to deliver in that clutch, but that was a little sign of things to come potentially out of someone like Brokey.
Yeah, first proper AWP round, right? Like he's had it before, but he's not really been in a position to do anything. Nice try. And you know, we've had as much as everyone wants to get these like multi-kill mode downs, like we saw Tessus on long the other round. He does such a great play in this one. It's Inferno CT side. He's just buying time. He gets one behind the smoke, hides back boxes on the site, and just waits for Stown to get set up. And that stalling is everything, because you saw the timer in Brokey's head. He didn't know Stown could be so close. This time the nades for Heroic are a little less friendly fire. Finding Twist right down B. 5-on-4 in Faze with absolutely no B control, so Heroic pull back out of this triple setup. In fact, almost fully rotate. I imagine someone will stick around, but they might not need to. Faze again looking for one of these early commits. 120 on the clock, and they're running up short.
Yeah, now Carrigan has been very consistent and good at getting these openers, and oftentimes, you know, he's been that driving force to get Faze into these rounds. Let's see if he can do it again. Once more, Carrigan will don that opening kill for the Faze squad, trying to break apart the A-hold. Shush is still here, still in the site, and still a problem. Rain raided after one, but Brokey's come through, and Shush is knocked out from underneath him. Carrigan now dropping into the pit, and with Tessa scoped up, there's Brokey to nail the shot. It's down, left in another clutch, but this time it's not the comfort of a 1v1. He needs to come in big. Up against this double hold of Carrigan and Brokey. It's a tag, but he can't finish the job. Oh, it's getting close. That nade could do it. Oh, it's Carrigan just staying alive, and for Stown, time's running out. Carrigan brushed aside. He's still trying to give this a go. He still wants to make it happen, but time is the problem. Smoke on the bomb, and he's a dead man. It's Faze coming in with a fifth. Carrigan once again nailing those openers, and Brokey helping to push it over the line. That's kind of been the recipe thus far for Faze in a lot of these rounds, right? Carrigan's the guy to crack it open. Brokey's the man to see it through.
Yeah, smoke not quite on the bomb there. I think he probably would have sticked it if that landed better, but just bounced a bit too far on the A site. Nice try. And yeah, I mean, Carrigan has to swing there, right? He's already been wallbanged by the AWP. You don't want to play with fire and let that happen again. 5-5, and man, this is so back and forth. This is certainly an exciting game, right? Everything on the line, as said earlier, elimination for two top 10 teams. No one wants to be that boy. No one wants to be going home day 2 of the final event of the year. Rain up in apps, Shush up close, Mac10 v A1S, and he's looking the wrong way. Freebie, Shush is going to be able to get out as well if he wants. Don't nade your teammate. I know Heroic have an affinity to do that. Instead, Refresh grabs another kill for Heroic. Carrigan has gotten past them. He's got a great little spot, a bubble of air in this A bomb site, and then knife out running back. Refresh doesn't realize. Does Carrigan? Now he's realized. Almost pulls the molly. Can't make up his damn mind.
Yeah, he's freaking out a bit now. He's smollied off his teammates at short by mistake.
Nice
Twist
shots.
is like, bro, you're not making it easy for me. Adian just spotted Brokey, but, you know, timing's a bit of a menace there in that one. Brokey is gone with the wind, and Shush still over in the apartments. They might try and figure out how they could flush this kill outright. You've also got Stown wrapping long. This is like a series of timings, and it's all down to who catches them, who hits them. Brokey, oh, missed shot. Carrigan has at least mopped up this long flank from Stown on that B rotation. And Circadian and Shush are going to have to group up over on the short side, approach this in the 2v2.
Yeah, walking silent, both players. Orp to make first contact is a dangerous one. Carrigan might see the barrel, but no, just instant headshot. Sjuush 1v2. He's got a bit of info, but Carrigan is feeling it.
Bro,
today.
he's having such a game.
Yeah,
You occasionally get these out of Finn, man. You occasionally get these games out of Carrigan where it feels like he's in like that no-go zone in his brain where he's feeling it. And he's not just going to lead you to victory in terms of the calls. He's going to do it by presenting those opening kills, by creating that space. And he's doing it time and time again. That timing that was hit up the short side is such a good example of a Carrigan timing when he's feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, great round from him. It's almost Cadian's spot down banana that wins the round for Heroic, right? Because of that info, you know, the whole time Faze are waiting in the A site, they're waiting for the Apps player. Where the hell is Sjuush gone? Why is he not peeking us? And that's because Sjuush is waiting for Brokey, who just got spotted leaving B. Cadian made that call. Sjuush was very patient, but luckily bailed out by the in-game leader from Faze. 6-5, and finally Heroic are broke. It felt like Heroic were the ones taking the mantle, holding on to this game. But Faze have slipped the net. And again, we're looking at gamble stacks in rounds like these. It's no surprise on Inferno. Heroic are leaning 3B. It's not a round that they should be winning ever. Barely forced in. Couple of deagles, couple of flashes. And while they are peeling back towards that A site, oh, shouldn't matter. Just finds a kill on short. Throw that gun out. That gets heard, but Refresh, he's not going to get through. Twist is waiting on the other side, and as the smoke fades, Faze set up on long. Oh. Chill, Carrigan. Chill.
There's literally a wall there, but sure, bud. And now he's leading the charge again. Look at him, mate. He's got the bomb. He wants the kills. Carrigan wants to do it all. I'll lead. I'll plant. I'll open. Here he is, back of the site. Still one man to find, Tess says. But they should check for him, right? There should be no way this goes unaccounted for. And there's Carrigan with the swing. Makes it pretty. Little 180, little whoop. And this is 7 on the board for Faze.
Definitely feeling like a 3-mapper, right? Like you would, off the maps alone, off of the comfort picks. The handshake that is Mirage at the end of the series. Heroic aren't playing no games on Ancient. You don't want your tournament lifeline to come down to a newer map. Right now, Faze are looking to run away with their pick. 1 AK saved. Now, see, Refresh heard them throw the gun on the roof. I don't even know if it stayed up there. It might have fallen.
It sounded like it fell.
But either way, you can, like, as long as you know it's there, you can just jump E it, no problem. So, yeah, even though Refresh died on long, he got the info, called the gun, Sjuush saves, but Faze aren't phased by that information. 7-5. And a rebuy coming in. AWP will be allowed, thanks to that save especially, because Sjuush has a wealth of cash. And you definitely want to arm Cadian with some of the shots we've been seeing him go for. Heroic, first, a quick pause.
Yeah, justifiably so, I think, right? Because if you kind of remember, the ebbs and flows of this game was that it was the strong start out of Faze. They find themselves a pistol. They get those conversions. Then the AWP comes out right away for KD, and that was where the success started on the Heroic side of things, right? They start to grind this back out, start to look good, start to move into the lead. Well, then that's where Carrigan kind of doubles down. He starts to take matters into his own hands. He's been hitting a lot of these real good timings. One of the other things I always think when you look at someone like a Carrigan, right, is that when he is hitting these timings, when he is finding these openers, I feel like it only makes him that much more deadly in terms of the cooling. Like, if he personally is able to slip the net so many times and get through the tiny holes in your defense, well, then it shows that he's got a good read, a good handle on what you're doing in this map.
Especially if you look at that from the other side. It's like if an in-game leader is having a bad game individually and they can't hit the shots, they're getting in their head, they're doubting themselves, they're thinking more about the fights they're taking and not about the big picture. Yeah, the attention for Carrigan is going to be way easier when you know you can't miss. And he's hitting all right. Cadian's AWP back on short side for a change.
Yeah, if you wanted like your leader, your IGL on the other side in Cadian to try and pick this up and offer some sort of response in that regard, arming him with this AWP is so important, right? We saw the impact that had early on. And so it is good to see him donning it again, this time over towards the short side. And he might be in the position now to get to put that to use. He's going to be down in the pit as this little A play comes in.
Smoke long side, and there's only 2 here on A, so pressure is on. Spam through the smoke from that AK. Careful, Olof just gets out of dodge. Cadian is Gonna at least catch Rain jumping out, but he won't commit. He'll jump back himself to the site. Here come Faze, no dilly-dallying, no waiting around. While Karrigan is still up B, it's not like he has any util left to sell this fake. He's gonna have to cut rotations, and Olaf runs through the smoke to find a 1-for-1. Not bad, as the Apps pop comes in. Karrigan's too far. Cadian's looking to shut down the round, and Brokey alone with a missed shot. That was everything. Maybe he could double back to B. You've got just enough time, but again, no utility to really get it done. Forget nades, you need frags, and you need them now.
Yeah, Refresh and Cadian are going to fight tooth and nail in the Nade is dirty.
Nice.
It's going to do a lot of damage, and Cadian's Deagle is armed for the job. Just Brokey left to find. Time's running out as well, and Cadian's trying to slip nets, but he can't get past Brokey. Now there's a chance. 1v2. Does have an AWP at his feet as well. The AK was out of ammo. He's going to get away. He gets out. Brokey, a chance at the clutch, and this is not a guy you want to give chances to. They tap on the bomb to bait a peek, and Brokey's nailed the shot. Oh, he's going back in for more. Stown was able to beat him last time around, but is this finally a different story for Brokey? Oh, he's playing the long game. He is not looking to fight you, Stown, not after last time. Tap on the bomb. Brokey has been baited out, has been baited in for the swing, but still alive, and even though he goes down, is there time? It's going to be real close. Has Stown done it again? It's looking good for it, and yeah, it's a heroic round. Once more, this guy, the anti-clutch to Brokey.
Yeah, back-to-back as well. That was a really nice try for Brokey, hitting the first shot, getting out, dodging death twice, and then calling the fake on the final tap. Like, damn, dude, couldn't have done more, but hit the shot, of course, and Stown's going to be feeling good, saving Heroic's bacon in what was initially a very favorable round for Heroic, right? 7-6, and Faze is last buy before things get weird. Double AWP, in fact. That's a crazy investment. On the T side, no less, trying to match Cadian. Tess is ready with a flash down B. He comes down. Oh, Karrigan clears it. No helmet, no face. Cadian does respond at least. But as far as a MAC-10 goes, that's good mileage to go 1-for-1 at the start. Cadian's going to have to drop all the util, pick up more of the body, and send his teammates back to that A site where Faze have been consistently attacking. Seeing drop nades, maybe Brokey can set something up, although he's running back. We see Heroic in some of these rounds when they have spare money, drop, flashbangs and spawns so they can leave them for retakes on their rotations, because you can still buy up full util around that. It's just smokes you can't, double up on a lot. They retake Banana, though. Even if this is going to end A with 2 lurkers up middle, Faze at least want to try and pull Heroic away from that A stack. And that might just be enough to do it.
Twist really wants to get rid of this AWP, man. Like, double AWP T-side, not really what you want. Not really what you want ever. Refresh does have support from Shush should he need it. He's going to hold the line for the first, and there's Shush swinging out. Yeah, some damage is dealt back the other way, but Olaf is still churned up by Refresh on the turn. Brokey is given yet another chance in the clutch, and this time with no Stown to put a stop to him, maybe he's going to look a little better for it. Cadian's running him down, though, and will get his sweet revenge from rounds gone by. It's Heroic tying the game up once more at 7-7. And man, this is... I'm starting to get a nice feeling about this series. I don't know about you. It feels like, we're getting Cadian's AWP really looking good. He had that explosive start. Since he's brought it back out, he's been a constant problem to Faze. Stown's been great at making these clutches interesting, right? It's kind of nice to see Brokey put through his paces, because I feel like so often he gets away with them. And then obviously, the stellar stuff from Karrigan, as we've kind of alluded to a hell of a lot early on in this game.
Yeah, it's a little scary for Brokey, right? Like, there's not a lot he can do in some of these clutches. He's playing them as well as he can, but Heroic are not respecting him, right? They are just chasing him down in these 2-on-1s on the A site. It's reassuring to see that Heroic can shut that down. He can be an X factor for Faze.
I think the fact that Brokey's look this good T-side AWPing is impressive, though, right? The better side still to come. Cadian's going to open up this round with that AWP. And this is where Faze just want to come in. Guns are blazing. They are running him down. Karrigan deep up long, but the flash is brutal out of Refresh. And Heroic are fully pulling rotates. They know what's up. They've got everybody here, and they're going to win out the half narrowly at 8-7. But still, this game's up in the air. Everyone's giving it all they've got, and no one wants to leave IEM Winter. The battle rages on in just a moment, so stick around, because we'll be back after the break.
Our goal here is to keep building on the lane performances we have had lately. We really want to stay true to ourselves and play the way we want to, and not get
A nossa vontade de vencer vai mudar o game.
O maior campeonato gamer das favelas é feito com você.
Tá na hora de evoluir. Eu sei do que você precisa. Foco, estudo e dedicação. Ninguém disse que seria fácil ou rápido. Bora que um novo round começou. Você mira, erra, respira e acerta. Cria uma nova estratégia, diversifica e amplia. O objetivo é um só. Agora sim, pronto pro clutch. O mercado Bitcoin entrou no lobby e aqui não tem pause.
And play around the one-way smoke. CTs should usually be playing more passive once the smoke is thrown, but maybe you can find a CT with his pants down.
When the water rises, when the world burns down, we will stand together.
Nice. Good play. Man.
You took the ob?
Yeah.
Okay.
How the f did you get there?
I don't know. Matrix.
I need a drop because I need a drop.
I was okay.
Brokey the Screecher, we love to hear it. Lan is back and better than ever, and so are Faze, although they are down around Harry. They're map picking the series. New Cup next, a bit of a scary territory for Faze. They need to take Inferno if they want to long out this series, if they want to long out this tournament. Elimination on the line here at IEM Winter, and we go straight into the second half.
Yeah, right in, no messing around. Yeah, dude, you can hear Brokey's getting hyped. That was something that Yanko as well said, you know, over on the desk. He said Brokey is someone who will try to hype you up, even though he is, you know, in like these interviews, he's always kind of very calm, very cocky, like air about him, and we love him for that. Olaf opening up the pistol round, and it's Shush on the receiving end. There's only one man over here towards B, right? And it looks like they maybe want to re-aggro into top middle on the side of Faze. I wonder, if on the back you're not seeing anything, do you start to pull players over? Well, now you're going to have to. The illusion's been given up, mate. They are in the B site. However, you know, with Faze going the man up early on because of Olaf, they're content with playing retake here.
It's a good.
They can trade their way to a win. Carrigan up first. Jesus, this corner is scary, Carrigan. There's a lot of them on it. How are you going to get round this? How are you going to survive the journey? Tess says dropping out 3, and Katie in there fighting alongside him. It's all left to Olaf. Not today, Heroic. They come in as swinging. That corner something to be marveled at, man. How are you meant to get through that if you're Faze?
That's a hornet's nest, right? Just bee stings coming at you left and right. You peek into everyone at once. The triple layer defense. Beautiful stuff. And yeah, Tessus with all the kills coming in as well. Certainly a nice feeling for Heroic. And similarities as well, right, with these two pistol rounds. Like Heroic, they spot a heavy A setup for Faze, much as how Faze did, seeing Heroic's ult mid pushing, and then they just run into B. Even though Faze had a man up, doesn't mean much in the long run. Force buy coming in. Deagle scout. But only 2 rifles for Heroic, so these are certainly winnable rounds for Faze. Olaf Deagle sees the Apps play, and he has the smoke to buy time. Had some quieter players on the Faze side. Twists and Rain. This would be a great round for 2 incredibly strong Deagle players to come alive. Heroic fully grouped, at least getting some respect in this second round. No one getting info on B. Faze don't know. Could be 5 on either site right now. And the resmokes come in at the minute mark on both sides of the map. Even Brokey rotating B. Got to make gambles, but they're not always going to work your way.
Yeah, and the scout on the short side, mate, like this is a pretty rough spot for it. I'll be impressed if Karen can get away with much here. He spots the first, and at this point, right, you kind of have built a pretty clear picture of where Heroic are at, right? You spotted a guy in Boiler and a couple over in the top of middle at the same time. Olaf, this could be something. There's one. We'll get traded on the back of it. Carrigan, anything from the scout would be great. And there's the first. Shush leaping in. It trades that out, but they've kept it in this 3-on. Nice. In the 3-on-2. It will just be the same.
Yeah, that will decide it. You could feel Carrigan maybe hitting the headshot mid-air of Shush, but without it, and with only 2 players on 8, FaZe are locked out of this round, and they're not really saving much either. So double digits for Heroic. It's starting to leap out of control for FaZe. But yeah, of course, yet to see gun rounds, yet to see Brokey CTA WP. You know, you obviously saw him pull it up as much as he could in that first half to varying levels of success. Good at openers. Couldn't clutch them out, though. And so this is where, like, yeah, you really are going to be leaning on people like Brokey when you get into these gun rounds sooner rather than later.
And man, like, Heroic are just looking really dialed in. Like, that's the thing, you know, pound for pound in terms of how the individuals are actually doing it. It's looking so much better on the Heroic side. Like, whenever we've had these victories come through for FaZe, really, it's been like a 2-man job thus far, right? It's been either Brokey or Carrigan or a combination of the 2. You know, both Twists and Rain shockingly quiet right now. I think one of these guys could afford to have a bit of a quiet time, but you can't have both falling on dead ears, right? You really need to get some more mileage out of at least one of these gents. And, you know, like Heroic, they might have kind of copped that L to Godsent, but, mate, that's a team that is on a rise. They are, like, on that upwards trajectory, and they're a bit of a dark horse. I think a lot of people are going to underestimate just how good and how much effort this team's been putting in. You kind of understand it, and I think it's lit a fire under Heroic. FaZe, not seeing that just yet. Stown doubles up over towards B, and this is looking as good as done. 11 on the board for Heroic, should be locked in.
Yeah, going back to that Godsent win as well, it's like, you know, you always hear players use the caveat of like, oh, we play our own game, we don't play to the level, or not to the level, we don't play to not lose, we don't, you know, to focus too much on what
you're not going to anti-strat the underdog.
Exactly, especially when you're a team like Heroic and what you've accomplished and, you know, the grand finals you've been in and the trophies you've picked up. And then you think about Godsent, yeah, as good as they've like been, as much as they've been on the rise, it's not like Heroic are probably going into that game heavy anti-stratting. They're just saying, yeah, we can win it on merit alone.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Barrage, we're comfortable.
I mean, if anything, you lean more into your own, like, usual game plan, right? Because you just go, yeah, let's just do what we always do, boys. Let's get in here. And that's only going to make it better for a team like Godsent who do put all this effort in, to have anti-strategy, to have built up a pool of their own as to how they want to call against you.
On the same wavelength, you know, you're a #1 Taco fan anyway, but, you know, respect to Godsent. They've obviously already qualified to Katowice play-ins. That's awesome for next year. And this has been a team that has been, you know, really grinding out in all of 2021 and to great success. And yeah, I think it's admirable. We saw what that meant to Taco the other day, qualifying for the Pro League Conference. You know, a very emotional guy and huge respect to him. Can't not love Taco. So Yeah, I can't wait to see how God's
Man, this has been a hell of a monologue, Hugo. Is Taco slipping you some money under the table?
Well, I can
shout out God sent with you during that Faze game. We need to we need to get some more boys on side. Well,
don't pretend you're not being paid off, Harry. I've seen your Twitter.
Here's the buyback in for Faze. Right, we got the AWP in Brokey's hands.
This is it. Do or die, right? You don't want this to steamroll out of control. If you lose this, you're going down 13-7 before you next get guns. And it's not like this buy is even that pretty already. Just smokes left up.
And the defense spread very, very thin. It's bottom of the board Rain having to solo hold this B site. Now, that smoke, I mean, like, it's there, but, you know, like, it's not in the right place. There is a huge gap in that. And Tesses is hiding in it. He's trying to use it to his advantage. Rain's good for the first, and Carrigan helps out with a double. Get into that B site just in time, and he's not content with just 2. He wants to take a third, runs through the smoke. Stoun's left in this one all alone, and he won't like what he sees in CT. A boost over the top of the smoke, a possibility to try and deny this plant, and I love what they do there, right? They throw the boost up real early, but they don't actually like fully commit yet to the boost. Yeah. Brokey's able to leap up after a little bit of time has passed and peek over that smoke. Stoun was never ready for it, so yeah, that's the answer for Faze. The guns come out. They needed that round. Great rotation out of Carrigan, just in the nick of time. Gets over towards B, goes on to take 3 out, and suddenly, like, he set up Faze for the win.
Yeah, like I said, a must-win round for Faze. Now this game has got legs on it still. Orps are out. Plenty here. Cadian is moving up. Oh, we might have this head-to-head right now. He's going to go for the jump or into apartments. You often see players jump in front of this long AWP angle. Oh, double nade. Oh, that's beautiful. It doesn't do that much damage, but it's still free for Faze. Tagging up both Refresh and Cadian. Silent jump doesn't really do much at this point, does it? They're ready. Cadian looks for the boiler shot, but Twist is already backed up to the bomb site. Brokey's AWP is still long. And a methodical mid-take for Heroic, but luckily they've been giving it all away anyway. Rain's still solo B with no grenades as Carrigan is pulled over. He swaps with Brokey.
Oh, and Brokey looks like he wants to get set up here. I think if it weren't for those flashes, he was looking to take a peek down Banana. He was actually moving in towards the car. If he did that, you would have had the info that Banana's clear right now. And you might have grouped a little heavier over here towards A. It's only 3-4 Faze. Rain's just jump peeked the half wall, so maybe that rotate's going to come through now, but Carrigan will have to hold the line again. It's 1.5, I guess. Tess says down to 1 HP in the process. Softening them up, and now Twist and Olaf have got to finish what Carrigan started. There's Olaf with the first. Twist, if there ever was a time, he's in at Graveyard, he's trapped, they've got him stuck here, and he's fighting for his life. Twist's on for the double. Finally gives us something, and so it's Cadian versus Brokey in the 1v1.
Brokey swapped out the AWP, he wants the rifle, he wants to get up in the face of Cadian. Bombs planted, doesn't know what side he's coming from. Molly down, gives him time to set up on short, and now he's got the info. AKV, the AWPers, both trading out their primary weapons, and who will hit the headshot first? It's Brokey climbing up top the box. Lovely removal of X-Ray there. You could see the panic setting in. Cadian has no idea. He's being climbed up. And it's going to be Brokey keeping Faze in this game yet again.
Yeah, it really is, you know, a thing of beauty how, like, even now, this CT side is like a very similar ebb and flow to the first half. Carrigan to open the round, Brokey to close it. It's a tried and tested classic at this point in time. It was nice to see Twist as well not just crumble under the pressure there. He's very much the guy who even made that doable, right? Even made that a possible round for Faze. A double up from Graveyard. You could tell he was feeling uncomfortable as well. It didn't look as clean on the first attempt in, I think it was Refresh over in the apartments. I think maybe, you know, the pressure of being kind of quiet, getting a Twist somewhat, but going on to double up like that, sometimes it is just one round, right? You have your moment. You win the round, you have the chance to win, and that can reinvigorate you a bit, and I hope it does for Twist. Because with how this is shaping up, I hope we can get all 3 out of it.
Yeah. Down but not out. And Sneaking back into position as Heroic's money starts to dwindle. They're still going to buy up. 3 rifles is always enough of an incentive, and make it 4 with no util on Stown. Roki's Orb starting at 8. And Banana take here for Heroic. They wait out the early util. Roki's going to go for the deep peek. But by this point, Heroic have already run up Banana with 3. One play a little late. Luckily, Shush doesn't get caught. Oh, almost the headshot. Kenyon gets blocked in by his teammates, and with the Molotov, they push back forward. Nice shot out of Karrigan as he sees Tessa's Faze through the smoke. 2 kills for Faze, and they just back up. Have Banana. We'll have the round.
Yeah, there's so much time left, you know, and you're going to try and look for a way out of this, but it's a real ugly start. There is no denying it. That bomb trying to rejoin the rest of the guys over here, but mate, if you're going away, you're going into an even odds affair, a 3-on-3. And you don't even have smokes. You've only got flashes to try and get these openers. You can't cut any of these sight lines off. They get the AWP off the angle with the flashes. That is exactly what they wanted to do. Considering you didn't have to smoke for that, you've made the best out of a bad situation. However, there's a reason it was a bad situation, and that's because, well, it was a bad situation. One, it broke. He swings out from long and locks in the round. So Faze are grinding their way back into this one. Clearly, the threat of elimination is firing up the Faze squad.
As it should. Another double for Twists as well on the long side, so keeping it clean. And yeah, Faze building CT side of money as well. Always a nice bonus. That was a risky buy for Heroic. They knew they were getting themselves into, right, with limited util and only a few rifles, so they're finally going to have to dig deep, take an eek. P250's running up alt mid. Could just go for a quick apps pop, right? Smoke, a couple of flashes. Lee's going down and Brokey peeking through them as Olof gets the bomb for free. Easy spray, Deagle out and trying to close, he does. 4 kills for Olaf Meister, and that's got to feel just a little bit nice. 11-11, and this game is tightened up, right? We were at a point at 11-7 where it looked like if Heroic just win one more gun round, they might just be able to shut Faze out of this map, but even Stevens now, anyone's game.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Nice.
It really is. Like, you know, I think you can't ever help but like get behind Olaf, you know, because I think this guy's been brought in and out of retirement so much. Look at this. Hang on a moment. I'm going to retire that thought for a second because that looked like it was going to be a little fast top mid pop out of Heroic, but instead,
dome.
Yeah. Rain, all right, lad. Trying to get a little bit cheeky with it. And, you know, bottom of the board, if there ever was a... Oh! Arrogant! Rain just looks over like, oh, he was there. Well, cheers. Cheers, Finn.
That was you killer.
Unreal.
Just pre-fired on the corner. Land peak. Finn Landerson. So, with Rain conceding Banana, going back to car safely, it's allowed for Karrigan to set up on the A site. Has been the object of Heroic's desires as much as it was for Faze, but will that change as the bomb goes back to B? Cadian is so far up. Karrigan's clearing mid like it's already a B play, and I mean, he's not completely wrong. He's caught them down bottom mid with knives out. Refresh covers his teammate, and Cadian, they have no idea. Olaf spots him though. Oh, he pulls his nades out. Tessus jumps on from top and falls into the pit. Wallbang will connect, but not for much damage. 2-on-3. Shush makes his way into the site and gets the plant. There's still hope for Heroic.
Yeah, still with a chance. Right, Tessa's down in the pit. They've got this crossfire set up between site and pit. So for the short side, you know, this is a nice crossfire to have if Tessa's can stay alive. But this peek from the apartments, he flicks back up to it and locks in the kill to Rain. Oh, and now he doesn't have to peek. This is the problem, right, with this crossfire at this point. It's so awkward for Twists and Brokey. They know if they go any further forward, that's where Shush comes into play. That's where the second man was meant to step up. But instead, Twists has knocked them both out of the round. And that's more like it. It's 12 on the board for FaZe, and they are now the ones up in the lead.
Hey, you said it a few rounds ago. You said we need someone out of Twists and Rain to step up, and it has been the former, right? Twists has come in with double kill after double kill after double kill on this A side.
And it was all since that graveyard round as well, if you think about it, right?
Have your round, man. You wake up, remember what it's like. You taste blood, you taste victory. Awkward one for Olof there. You know, it wasn't a telegraph play at all for Heroic, right? They were just contacting up A, rather, and the bomb was spotted down bottom mid, so it was far from a commitment, at least from what FaZe imagined. They still pick up the round. Oh, these grenades are brutal. Best nades of the game so far.
Look at all that fire, bro. Jeez, yeah, I can't say I blame them. It's looking like hell itself over at the top of Banana.
Oh, and like, you don't want to say a round's over before it's over.
Yeah,
if
right.
a round ever were over from the opening few seconds, this would be it. We have to have Shush and Refresh step up. We saw the difficulty of low health for Shush last round, getting cleared off of that crossfire. Cadian's going to get cleared as well. Down Banana, gone to Rain, who, you know, it's not like he's having a great game. Obviously, we've talked about that, but he's not a liability. He's not, on the CT side at least, he's not giving up kills. He's left solo B a lot. He's not dying. So, yeah, it's been absolutely fine for Rain in the second half. The supporting cast is there. Long setup. Karrigan's in the corner. They're going to jump check him. Forget the orb. Brokey gets dodged. He does still pick up Stan. They're running him down, and if only he shot the deeper player who was on 5 health.
Oh, this is weird now, because they're wrapping in through CT, and if they commit to the B play, I mean, look at Rain. He's all the way down Banana. They're dropping utility over towards B, but not committing to it. And they're actually splitting up somewhat. Tessa's being left to hold this B angle while Refresh. Oh, they're hoping to catch the rotations away, right? Dropping that smoke over at B, hoping that was going to shuffle these A players around. Well, it hasn't. These have stood their ground, and Olof drops the bomb with that kill there. Any more in the tank from Olof Meister? No. Refresh holding on and lives to fight another day. It's another chance at a round for Heroic, a 1v1. It's Refresh versus Rain.
The high health saving Refresh so far. Can he long it out? Walking up short. That smoke is a window. Oh, jumping up on top of the balcony instead, and he can't even see above the smoke. So hard to hit that shot. And Rain's going to be able to clean it up. And this is what we talked about, man. Like, you know, not a liability at all on the CT side. Quiet game, but he steps up when it matters most, and we've seen the effect that that can have. He's got to get the defuse. He's looking for some nades to be dropped, but don't leave it too late.
And, you know, that could have been, like, his Twists moment, right? Like, how Twist went on to get activated after winning that round on his own. Rain there, you know, preventing Refresh from coming in with a big old clutch. And it's, you know, it's kind of funny, considering how close that gets, because if you remember, heading into that round, you said, oh, well, if a round was ever over before it's even started, it's that one. Well, actually, it's one of the closest rounds Heroic have managed yet. And a lot of it comes off the back of, you know, Refresh, one of the only guys who wasn't scarred by that nade stack down Banana at the start of the round. Very impressive that he's able to get it so close.
You know, considering FaZe also had that double long setup as well, and Cadian I think it was Cadian jumps through the smoke on long to clear Karrigan, and because he jumps through the smoke, Brokey on a really tight angle never saw him go through. Brokey only gets one, and so this little crossfire that should be there to, you know, win the round essentially for FaZe against low health players essentially does nothing. So, yeah, luckily enough, saved by Rain. And this game is getting saved by FaZe. 13-11 from 11-7. That's 6 in a row for FaZe. But like you said, close rounds indeed, even when you don't believe in them. Now no op for Cadian. Back to rifles, keeping it basic. And Brokey's going to throw his right down middle. Flashed off, fires off. And so Heroic, that's a bit of info to work with. But you can never trust audio cues on this map. You can never trust that AWP. It moves so quickly, and so it shall, re-wrapping the short side.
Yeah, they want to try and fight for some semblance of this Banana controller. They're coming through. Karrigan's able to get out. Wow. That is mental, man. Like, you know, it's not some crazy kill. Nothing really happened. It might, or at least that's how it might look. But the fact that Karrigan survives there is huge in the big picture for FaZe. That could have been a steamroll from Heroic, right? Just spilling into B if that opener came in. Instead, Carrigan's given a second chance. Now, he doesn't do anything with that. And actually, Stound's gone on to double up. So it's just delayed gratification for Heroic. They do get into B. They do get that double they were looking for. And Stound wants even more than that. Wrapping into CT, getting aggressive with it. He's on for the hat trick. And so this is Heroic in with the response. It's a little B pop. You know, as far as it goes, it's nothing grandiose, it's nothing mental to wrap your head around, it's just a nice quick opener out of Stound to flood B.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these gun rounds have come down to A hits for Heroic, and you can't blame them with some of the utility we've seen out of Faze, but we had Brokey take an opening kill onto Tesses, I think it was, on A, and so Heroic just doubled down on their B hit. Even though they can't catch Carrigan initially, Stound smoke spams the CT spawn player. And Heroic just 2 quick kills into B, and that's a round on this map. Nothing that Olof can do about it but save the AWP, and he does get away with it right at the end. 13-12 though. Heroic wake up from their sleepy streak of 6 lost. Look at these entries. I don't know if you even saw Rain. Nope.
Yeah, and you know, I do think it's important to remember, like, if you're Faze, you've had a bit of a history and time's gone by, matches getting away from you, right? And things that you should close out maybe falling apart. On the other side, Heroic have always been a team that's very, very good at, like, rolling with the punches. They might have a lot going on. They might have a lot of pressure riding on them. They might not be the favorites, but they're always good to make it interesting and to give it all they've got in spite of that. And I think if you're Faze, you know you're not out of the woods just yet.
Oh, change up the B setup. Oh, pull away from the boost immediately. Go for the back sight boost instead.
Yeah, you can tell the kind of effect that this last round has had on Faze. Like, so often they were fighting for banana, deep banana, and they were very, very keen to go back to that time and time again. Well, they've been a lot more passive from the get-go here. They don't want to give those early openers over. Heroic are no longer respecting those deep banana smokes. They're not respecting your banana utility. And so it's forced respect out of Faze, and it's given a lot more map control to Heroic in the long run.
Yeah, this would be a nice round to just group up and do a scrim exec on B, right? Play it nice and safe, just trade your way in, but instead Heroic try and feign that with all the control they have in banana. They maybe expect Faze to be triple set on this site. So Stound fakes it for a second, but 30 left of them, and Heroic set up on this A site instead. Brokey was already cheating back towards that B site anyway. Olof caught swapping nades, but he's at least going to get a preemptive smoke and gives him a bit of room. Refresh falls in, and Olof does recover the double. Bomb luckily falls into the pit, but it may never be recovered unless Cadian picks up the pieces, killing the AWP at least. Stound needs to grab that package. Olof defending it with his life and offering up kills. It's only Cadian. Got to give it up. Got to go home. And Faze finding 14, maybe even the kill after time for Rain. That would be massive. Oh, I don't even know. No, he killed before the round ended. So at least loss bonus for Cadian.
Wow, that's like really merciful out of Rain.
Yeah, by
He's
a millisecond.
Don't worry, Cadian, I wouldn't do that to you. Here we go. We want to have a fair fight.
You can have your guns. It might not mean much though. And yeah, I think Heroic got in their own head there with like the idea of not going for the B pop. These A sites, like that was Faze getting the 6-round streak, just constantly winning these A defense rounds with Twist and Olof anchoring really, really well. And the 1-round Heroic win is a B explosion with Stound getting a triple entry. And I think Heroic just got scared that Faze would have like read into that and leaned heavy. Oh dear, that's awkward. Tries to cross sides of middle, didn't know Tessis was wide, and there's always still hope, even with these broke buys for Heroic.
Man, they're really tempted in by the idea of getting this AWP, and bro, Stound's taking it to like new heights, really. You know, just trying to run out through the mid-smoke, cut down, and now the B-pop coming through once again. They're going to try and make this B play happen. Rain has got to hold the line because they are coming through this smoke, whether he likes it or not. It's a little bit ugly. And so now there's guns retrieved. Everyone's armed. Twists with a response has tipped the scales back in favor of Faze again. Now there's only 2 for Faze Clan ready to retake this site. Will they wait? Will they have a moment of pause? No, they're coming through the CT smoke. And now it's only Shush, back of the site. Time's in his favor, but that's the only thing going his way. Twist takes his head off with the peak. Faze Clan up to 15, up to map point on their map pick.
It is a Cinderella story for Twist. Like, the recovery arc this guy has gone on in this map alone is unbelievable. He was absolutely a non-factor, silent in the first half, and even at the start of the second.
Him and Rain came into this half with 5 and 3 kills respectively. So the fact that now Twist is, risen through the ranks and is up there alongside the likes of, Carrigan, who had that incredible start. Brokey, who's come into his own as the game's ticked on. And you can see they're getting hyped. They're getting loud about it.
Carrigan still had no fear. Like, he's just, like you said, will there be a moment of poise? Nope. He's just, the second the CT smoke phase, he's walking in, not letting Heroic establish post plants, not letting them get comfortable. And this has been a very uncomfortable T side for Heroic. They finally get into the B-bomb site with the entry as well, but it comes at a cost. Smoke spam for Twist. Rain at least takes down one with him. That's enough.
I really feel like B has to be the answer, man, because when you look at, who you have over towards A, I think Olaf has been doing a stellar job at locking down apartments especially, right? Time and time again, he's been good for multi-kills over on balcony, down in the pit. He's been a problem. Twist, as we say, that Cinderella story is starting to come alive, but bro, Carrigan's not giving you any respect, not giving you any roommate. You might never get to play your game because he's in your damn spawn already, rushing down mid, traded after one, and suddenly Heroic, they're breathing a kind of collective sigh of relief. Cadian might be knocked out. He's leading from beyond the grave here.
Look, it's a gamble. Faze have to make a call like this. They let everyone be, and Heroic have already worked this one out. They walk out of apartments. A very ballsy call, but luckily the situation did call for it. And now, as long as the bomb is, careful about apartments, you never know what timings can be hit. Refresh comes back to bodyguard shush, but as soon as it gets there, it should be a plant. And, Faze are working this one out, right? They know it at this point, it's A, but, at what point do you call it off? I guess it comes down to fighting Stown. If you kill Stown, it's incentivized. If you die, well, then that's a different story. And so Faze, maybe going to cut their losses. Get out of here. Keep your guns.
Yeah, they've still got ample chances to try get this one. I say ample. They got 2 to try get this one over the line. But, I think this round does come with a bit of a caveat that, both Carrigan and Olaf throw themselves into gunfights early on, And I can't imagine we're going to get that in the same fashion again, right? No mid-rush out of Carrigan.
I respect it. It's one way to close a map. Something that Heroic do a lot on CT side. If they're feeling it, you'll see Refresh run down mid a lot, play towards bench.
So the only thing that makes me a little bit nervous, we all know how punishing the CT economy can be. Well, at 15-13, it's the one time you don't want to be punished in that regard, right? Even looking now, you save up, you're going to be throwing an investment in surely, but it does leave you in this very awkward position where if you lose this round, you're going up, you're going into round number 30 with not too much to your name. And that's a potential path for Heroic to lock in the OT. And then, then it's all up in the air because then the kind of not mind games of it, but the psychology of it completely changes around, right? It's no longer Faze feeling thrilled that they're about to get away with their map. No, it's Heroic building back into this, trying to tear away another one of these close matches.
Well, this is where Faze don't want to think about failure, Harry. This is where they say, all right, this is our chance. If we want to win this game, we've got to win it right here, right now. Otherwise, Heroic could edge out an overtime, and at that point, it's anyone's map. AKs are out. Brokey keeps his AWP, saved from the last. And this is it. Brokey. Molly right down middle. No one taking early fights other than Carrigan, who gets flashed in and gets at least a little bit of a room. Stown spotted through the Molotov. And no one will commit to that. Bit of free damage. Stown's back to spawn to find grenades. They left a bounty of utility. Were they just going for early fights in the hope that, okay, if they die, they can go back and grab those nades? We see something like, we see Simple do stuff like that on Nuke. He was dropping all his nades on T-Roof and going for AWP picks on Silo and looking for early fights. And then if he does die, well, all his grenades are there. You can still run your top exec.
Cadian's like a utility dealer right now, trench coat.
What do you got?
What do you want, man? I got some smokes, flashes. Right, this is okay. All right, what's the game plan then, right? So they do all this to juggle the util onto Cadian. Yeah, I mean, it looked like he wanted to flash them in for Banana, and then Stound's like, no, I have it, actually. I've just walked up. They've let me in. That's fine. Heroic, they get this control. This is a nice little standard default, right? FaZe thus far haven't seen or heard anything. They really don't know what's happening in this round, and they might start to feel the pressure soon to go and seek that information.
Oh, this is weird because they've gone for the double new box setup, and we just saw this lurk smoke, this wall smoke get thrown into B. Brokey has to care CT. That's a call being made. Like, watch out. They could be walking in right now. We actually don't have the info. Care spawn Brokey, and so he won't actually go for the peek. He'll double back, feeling like it's a fake, and he's correct. 20 seconds. Here come Heroic.
Oh, he's just seen them. He's just seen them. Brokey smites Katie, and now they start to make their way in. Olofmeister up on the balcony,
dear.
And Twist's helping out.
Nice.
That's FaZe locking it in. No overtime today. You're not going to complete the comeback. They get that one over the line. Katie might try to throw in this big old grandiose fake, but Carrigan don't fall for it, and FaZe go 1-0 up.
Você já conhece os Galácticos da Ali, não?
Salve, salve, tirem as crianças da sala.
Horroroso. Exatamente. Horroroso. Aqui você encontra as melhores jogadas.
Que isso? Bateu, tá na rede, é gol. Ah, não.
Ou quase isso. Sorteios.
O Ederson acabou de ganhar um fone da HyperX, garotinho!
E muito mais. Não perca tempo e siga nosso canal na Twitch.
Quer reduzir até 50% das marcas escurecidas? Novo Luminous 630. Logo pela manhã, aplique o sérum dia e noite, que tem um ativo patenteado Luminous 630. E para um cuidado extra, aplique o fluido preventivo, que protege das manchas solares e reduz marcas escurecidas. À noite, quando as células se renovam, reaplique o sérum. Experimente e comprove você também o poder de Luminous 630. Novo Luminous 630.
E se as pessoas virassem batatas?
Sidelines while we trying to victories like we in high tides. I'm getting my prize. Only thing my eyes is locked in on. Half a milli, mine. I want it right now. Don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring more to my eyes. Cause the whole gang winning. I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moving, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill. This life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. Cause that we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids.
What is going on, everybody? I'm here with Carrigan and Cadian from FaZe and Heroic. Finn, I have to ask you, what's it like to officially be Batman of Counter-Strike?
Very strange, I must say. I was pretty surprised. I ended up read it in my when I opened it. So, I mean, it was fun in Blast, but it's have to be Batman on the server as well.
Cadian, are you jealous at all of this guy's alter ego?
He's always been good at creating a show inside, outside the server, and pleasure to meet him in another tournament. So yeah, nothing but respect.
Talking about Blast, tell me about the last time you guys met. Last time your two teams faced off against each other.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very tough game, right? I think we lost the first map 16-14. And then we had a huge lead on Nuke, but they played really good CT side on Nuke, and they kind of had a good read on us there. So we obviously went home and looked at the game, and we need to be better this time. So yeah, it was a tough game, but it was a really close game as well.
Cadian?
Yeah, I agree. Tough game. Managed to pull it out in the end. I think that it's a new game now, new best of 3. The veto is also a little bit different in some aspects. Definitely going to be an interesting game. I think we won a lot of the 3v3 kind of scenarios last time. They actually got in some pretty decent situations, so we also watched the game and saw some places where we could improve. So yeah, I mean, I know it's the last tournament of Faze this year, and Schuss has already tweeted that he wants to send them on some early Christmas vacation, so I guess that's the plan.
All right, well, guys, final question then. I mean, you've pretty much covered some of it, but are you as prepared as possible for the team on the other side of the stage today?
Yeah, I mean, we changed the veto coming up to the game, so obviously they had prepared Inferno as well for the upcoming match in Blast, but this time I think we have a good read on what we want to do, and the veto is kind of the same, just different order, so I think whatever happens, if we go to third map, it's going to be a brawl for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, guys, best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
I'm playing. Side in.
Nice, guys.
Your channel.
Well, that was Paula catching up with the two IGLs before we got this matchup started. Two IGLs that we did denote needing to step up in the statistics category. Kerrigan doing that, and, well, Cadian trying his best, but it's just simply not enough. Heroic do not find that finish line before Faze. 16-13 final score here. Over on the other stream, Fnatic found some wind as well, beating Ints in a 16-11 fashion on the first map of that series, being overpassed. They got nuked next. Right out of the gate here, this one actually was pretty close, Yanko.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was close in terms of the scoreline, but also there were a lot of close rounds. Yeah. Really, I think it's pretty clear that it came down to the clutches, right? Some of those post-plan situations where Faze won the majority of them, really. And Brocky was instrumental in some of those rounds in the first half, absolutely. In the second half, some of the other guys stepped up a little bit. We saw twists here and there. Olaf playing that pit area had a couple of good rounds too. And yeah, I think that was just the difference maker in the end for Faze Clan.
That and the transition into second half. I agree entirely. This game is won by clutches. I think Brokey for Faze, despite not having the most kills, had the biggest impact. I think he had like 4 1vx situations at this A bomb site that you can see throughout these highlights. But really, the switch over to the second half was everything, because Olaf ended the T side on Inferno with, what, 6 kills? Twist had 4. On the CT side, Olaf goes 17-7. Twist goes 14-8. These guys shot up the scoreboard. They had huge impact on the CT side. Slow to get started. Kerrigan and Brokey carried him through most of the game, but yeah, everyone woke up in that second half, and that was the difference.
And then seeing how the ops kind of were played across both sides of the map, you know, switching from the CT side over there, we saw what KD
sometimes even a double op setup on the T side.
Sometimes, and that's exactly what we know Inferno for, right, Yanko?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Trace. That's the secret weapon.
That was actually funny, just watching Twist try and swap out that native. He was like, please get this gun out of my hands. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, okay, so good steps here for Faze. Again, an elimination on the line for both of these teams. So you've got to think back against the wall for a team like Heroic. This isn't a situation they probably thought they'd put themselves in, Yanko.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't, but playing against a team like Faze Clan, you could see Cadian, he knows like the last game at Blast was close. They were talking about the veto a little bit. Yes, it was switched up, mostly the order, right? I don't think the maps were a surprise. As much you could see Kerrigan saying like they had a game plan of how to approach it. They got shut down a little bit in some of those faster A takes that they tried to do, but I think the round where Kerrigan sneaks up short with a Mac 10 after 2 of his mates die on second mid and in apartments, and they managed to win that round. That saved Faze's half, because that was them buying, that was their last buy. If Heroic wins that round, they again get all the momentum, right? That really allowed them to get 7 rounds on T side.
Jason, really quickly, tell me what to expect with Nuke. Will the series end here? Will Heroic be going home?
There's a chance it ends here, obviously, but I think we're going to go to a third map. This map, Nuke, has been a Heroic victory the last 2 times they played, I think 16-13 and 16-11 at the last 2 events these 2 teams has met. It's not easy to go up against a team where you've played them so closely on this very same map and beat them for a third time, especially Kerrigan. Mentioned, he's going to have something planned for this Nuke, so it's going to be tough, but I have Heroic. You got to trust Heroic's going to be able to take this one.
Yeah, would you agree with that, Yinko?
Yeah, I agree so, but one worrying thing can be that Rain is having like a super slow start to this tournament. Like he's bottom 3 after that second map rated, and he's been playing well recently, so I expect him to pick it up. Yeah. If he gets hot now on Nuke, that could be a problem for Heroic.
Yeah, and it is just one map separating Heroic from, continuing down this path and playing with us further into the Intel Extreme Masters. Thank you so much, gentlemen. But before we go to a break, I want to tell everybody about the CSGO Hub Bingo. That's right, you can join CSGO Hub Premium today and get access to your 5 IEM Fall, or rather IEM Winter, it seems, bingo cards. Free users can claim one as well. We're going to go ahead and go to a break and figure out a couple typos, and then we'll be right back with the next map of the series.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose teen badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Someone's gone into Photoshop and taken all the logos off the jerseys, Heroic style. You're going to have 60 seconds to tell me who they are. So you two discuss it, you submit your final answers, and then we'll look at the answers and see.
Se as pessoas virassem batatas? Ou potes de maionese?
Ruffles maionese temperada. Compre a sua ou ganhe uma usando um mod no seu game favorito.
Esse poder que possuem, nós, mulheres, que o canalizamos, protegemos o mundo. A batalha final está chegando. A única coisa que importa é o que você faz. Não há como voltar.
A mensagem é, todo mundo ganha, sabe? Com mais pessoas jogando videogame.
Sempre procurem apoiar quem apoia vocês também.
Well, I think this is Renegades, right? All Renegades.
Yes,
maybe.
this could be Renegades, yeah.
This is ENS, I think.
Okay, yeah, you should know that.
And this is ENS, right? But that could also actually be Astralis, but I think it is ENS.
We'll say Greyhound and Mouse, and do you have a guess? Just a quick one. G2.
G2.
Yeah.
You love G2.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure. So Greyhound, Mouse, and what is the middle? Want to go with our own?
Let's go with ourselves, Astralis.
Greyhound, Mouse, and Fnatic.
Yeah. 2 out of 3. Greyhound, no.
It's Fnatic, bro.
Oh, it's Fnatic. Only the
And
one.
Mouse.
Oh, we got Mouse wrong as well?
I need to go back.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we haven't seen it too much on cameras because, you know.
You're actually really good at this.
He is, it's insane. He's just
Yeah, very good memory.
Yeah? I bet you have good, that helps you with your smoke lineup as well.
Not really.
No.
Last round, let's do it.
Wait, I remember this from somewhere, I don't know where.
This could be...
No, wait. Actually, no, this is a Korean team. You know? Yeah, it's the one with the yes. Yeah, solo. Yes, solo.
And this is, it's very ugly for the first, but I don't know what it is.
Is this the Asian team, remember? Like the...
They are called. Oh my god.
I'm sure this is the Korean team. Yes. I just don't remember the name.
MVP. Yeah, exactly.
This is TSM to the right.
TSM, should we just say that?
It's TSM. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
So-
TSM.